Hi, we're at the NASW 2014 award ceremony. I want to say a big thanks and a wonderful, wonderful applaud for Reverend Susan Roth. You are the best. We love you.
Well, hello everyone. We're here at LPGA to celebrate with Susan her honorarium, and it looks like we got a great turnout. I see several people from the church, and I'm just delighted to be here. And we have several tables set up, and those that couldn't be here, I know you're here in spirit. And we miss you, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. But this is our chance to pay our special respects to Susan. And sorry you weren't able to make it, but those that are here, we're going to have a great time. Take care now. So long.
All right, we're going to kick off the festivities now. It's right about 6:30. My name is Matt Gilmore. I'm the chair of the Volusia Flagler unit of the National Association. That's a much better greeting than I got last year when I got booed for making a joke about the Gators, so thank you. I'm more used to that. I appreciate it. I want to welcome everyone to our annual Social Work Month and Awards Banquet. I stepped into this role about a year ago, and I look forward to continuing to serve the needs of not only the current unit members, but those local social workers who are not yet members, and the Volusia Flagler community at large. Recent unit meetings have been focused on how the steering committee can improve our monthly events, improve the presence in the community. And it's my belief that there's so much untapped potential out there within the local social work community. And with the help of our regularly attending members and the fine team that makes up our steering committee, we'll continue to move forward towards defining and achieving those goals. Real briefly, I want to thank my steering committee, Vice Chair Kim Rust, who could not be here this evening, but whose knowledge and passion I can always count on. Our event chair, Teresa Wright, with whom this event would not have been possible. Our Conley Chair, Phyllis Lavinia, who coordinated the nominations for our award winners. Our Unit Secretary, Sheila Cook, and Unit Student Representative, Eddie Turner, who have brought so much energy and been so dependable since joining the steering committee. And then finally, our newest addition, our membership chair, Nancy Brighton, whose experience in community involvement I'm excited to have leading the efforts to increase membership and attendance at our meetings and to foster community partnerships. And I also want to give a special thanks to LPGA International for the venue and service this evening, and to the local businesses listed in your programs who donated items for our door prizes. And if you haven't already purchased raffle tickets, Teresa has the basket, so once we start dinner, feel free to come bug her. I believe they're $1 a ticket and 6 for $5. Okay, and we got some really cool prizes, and you can go take a look at them out at the table where you walked in. Where was I? Oh, and of course, last but not least, big thanks to Ann Kelly, NASW Florida's Director of Administration and Member Services, for her tireless and awesome work in handling every possible inane request or issue I have had over the past year. She's sitting in the back there. And a couple quick announcements. We have an open steering committee position, the legislative chair, that we're looking to fill. So if you're interested, come see me or contact me by email on our Facebook page. We're just looking for somebody that's really into the legislative advocacy side of things. Also, our next unit meeting will be held on Tuesday, April 22nd, despite the fact that I wrote February here in my notes. April 22nd at 6 p.m. at New Church Family on International. We're still working on confirming the guest speaker. I've been in touch with one person, and I think we have a couple other ideas, but it's going to be a good event. And you can look for more information on our Facebook page or at naswflorida.org. And finally, I'd like to thank everyone who contributed to the donations of food for Halifax Urban Ministries this evening. And here to tell you a little bit more about what the organization does, I'd like to introduce you to their Director of Development, Mark Gellis.
Thank you, Matt, Teresa, and all of you in this room. At Halifax Urban Ministries, I'm really honored that out of all the organizations in the area, that you've chosen us to be someone you could partner with tonight, and those people that we serve every day. We're all about homeless prevention and intervention. Homeless intervention is really working with anybody who's living below the poverty line, trying to help them make ends meet so they don't become homeless. Because we know that if we can stop them from becoming homeless before they lose their hope, before they lose their dignity, we have a much better chance of healing their problems and getting them to be fully self-sustaining again, which is really the goal of everybody. At HUM, as we call it, we have 4 major programs. We have a family shelter where 24 families stay with us at a time. We give them 6 months to put their life back together. We help them with child care. We help them get 3 meals a day and a safe place to stay. And it really makes a huge difference for a lot of families. But we also help the individual homeless people and the chronic homeless people. We work with Stuart Marchman, we work with Haven Recovery to provide services where these individuals are used to coming every day for their meals and things. We have a nurse there who works with Halifax Hospital, sees 350 patients a month, and saves us collectively as taxpayers over $5 million a year by diverting them from the ER. But the best part is that those people get real care now. When they go to the ER, they get sent out and they say, go to your family doctor Monday morning. That's pretty humorous in a way, and sad. But they come to Nurse Jenny and she gets their prescriptions regulated. She says, come back and see me next Monday morning and we're going to get it right. So they get real health care. But we give them showers. We give them a place to do their laundry. It's just a place where they can get the dignity and the things we all need in life. And then a hot meal. Homeless people don't have access to good food. If they're lucky, they get a box of donuts or a loaf of bread. We serve 400 meals each day, every day. And then I talked about at the beginning, homeless prevention. Sometimes we help people with their utility bill, with their electric bill, but the main thing we do is food. We can, because of donations like yours today, and because of partnerships with Second Harvest, we're able to give a family a bag of groceries that saves them $100 a month, costs us about $6. That's leverage. That lets us supply 2,400 bags a month to people, and it really makes a difference in their life. So that's a little brief picture of what we do, and I just wanted to share that with you, and thank you all for what you did for us tonight. Enjoy.
All right, thank you, Mark. Continue socializing. Again, there's a bar at the back. Food's going to be getting served soon. There's raffle tickets. Just enjoy the evening, and we'll be starting the awards sometime after everybody gets a chance to eat and digest a little bit. So enjoy. Thank you again for coming. We're going to start the awards presentation just momentarily. Again, I want to announce we're still selling raffle tickets. We got these wonderful baskets and prizes up here. So again, see Teresa. We'll keep selling tickets right up until the last award is given out. But we'll go ahead and get started. This year we had 2 worthy winners of the award for Public Citizen of the Year. And here to introduce the first of those 2 winners is Mr. Tom Brown.
Hello, everybody. I just learned of this assignment about 5 minutes ago, but that's okay. When it comes to Reverend Susan Roth, my heart is full and I can speak off the cuff probably for an hour, but I will hold it to about 3 minutes. I'm so glad that your group has been meeting in our building out on US 92. So you've seen New Church Family and the wonderful building that we bought about 2 years ago. And it's been great for our congregation. It's helped us become really a county-wide church. Our ministry takes in people from Edgewater up to Palm Coast and Daytona. And we even have a guy coming in from Lake County, and had one woman come in from Ocala. So, I mean, we're really growing a lot. And a big reason behind that growth is Reverend Susan Roth. I don't know how many of you know her on a personal level, but let me just give you a kind of a quick rundown on her life. She started out in New York City as an Orthodox Jew and lived in a very strict Jewish household. At our church, she tells lots of anecdotes about her wonderful grandmother and her mother teaching her Jewish recipes and doing all the Jewish cultural traditions. In fact, mark your calendars for April 18th. If you'd like to attend a Passover Seder, you're welcome to come to our church. It will be a very authentic Jewish Seder. We've done this several years in a row, and it's a beautiful ceremony. Anyway, flashback about 2 years ago. We were in a situation where our pastor had retired. We were in the midst of doing a pastoral search. We had a committee, which included Teresa, Betty South, and a few other people here, who were going through applications, doing all the recruiting that we could, and we ended up with, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 people who were possibilities, and our committee really was sort of at an impasse. Some of the candidates were probably okay, but there was no strong favorite. And as they were going through their deliberations, we've been having guest ministers come in each week and give a sermon. This has been going on for a couple months. Finally, they said, well, let's see if Reverend Susan could come back to us and fill in temporarily. Susan had worked at our church as an associate pastor, as a volunteer for several years, but had retired to Asheville. Anyway, that happened, and within a month or two, there was such a change in our church, such a growth of spirit and caring, that our congregation quickly decided that we wanted her back as our regular pastor. So that was 2 years ago. In the period since then, our attendance has doubled. For years and years, we were a little tiny church. Some people call us the gay church. Actually, everybody is welcome at our church, and we won't ask you anything about what your orientation is. It doesn't matter to us. But we had been getting maybe about 20 or 30 people at a service. Now we're up to about 60, 70 people, and our membership has doubled, and things are really going well. We've added many elements to our ministry since Susan came back to us. One important one is having a monthly dance. That may not seem like a very religious thing to you, but when you're talking about the gay community in Daytona, there is not much of a gay scene in this town. When I moved here 20-some years ago, there were probably 5 or 6 nightclubs that could be called gay or gay-oriented. It's down to about maybe 1.5 currently. So a lot of younger gay people, if they want to socialize, they feel like they have to drive to Orlando. Our church decided to try to fill that gap, so once a month we have a rip-roaring dance party. And there again, anybody's welcome to come and dance. We also have done quite a few things in terms of transgender ministry. We've had workshops at our church on that topic. We now run a film series once a month, bringing in gay-oriented or gay-themed films that you wouldn't see in an ordinary movie theater. We're active, of course, in the local Pride Festival and so many different things. And really, Reverend Susan has been the spark plug behind all of this in her own quiet way. And it's not just about her. She encourages everybody in our congregation to be active and to give their talents in the best possible way. I might also mention that in her earlier life, she was quite a gourmet cook. She was an executive chef in New York for J. Walter Thompson, the ad agency. She has run restaurants. She's run a catering business. If you've ever had her cook you a dinner, you know there is heaven on earth. So I think I've filled up my 5 minutes. Let me introduce to you Reverend Susan.
Oh, thank you, Tom. Thank you so much. What an honor it is to stand in front of you tonight. And I have to let you know that I think it's kind of cute that the mistress of ceremonies is blonde and looks a little bit like Ellen DeGeneres. So I kind of feel like this is almost like the Oscars because I want to thank so many people. Remember, on this plaque is my name, but I have to tell you, there are 200 or more names that you may not be able to see but are here. These are the people who, when I came back, supported me, loved me, like my neighbors, Tito and Norma, my congregation and all my friends, and helped me with a transition that was very difficult. And so I owe them this night, and I thank you for allowing me to serve you, to be part of this wonderful community that we are together here tonight is a miracle. And so, again, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Welcome home!
Thank you, Reverend Susan, and thank you, Tom. That was wonderful, and really, we do appreciate you guys opening up your home to our monthly meetings. Most of our meetings are held at their church, and one of the things that I said about Reverend Susan the other day, I was talking to a reporter with the Ormond Observer. I said, she comes to our meetings, she's not even a social worker, she just comes to learn and experience new things, and I think that's just a wonderful quality about her. So thank you again for all of that. And now to present the second winner of Public Citizen of the Year, Dr. Barbara Silver.
Hi, sweetie. Thank you. Let's welcome Karen Johnston, Public Citizen of the Year. She is. Better? It's my honor and pleasure to introduce you to a woman I have known for only 2 years, but what a 2 years. Few in numbers, but great in depth. That's because she is a person who has contributed greatly to this community. I know her as the president of the Sunset Civitan Club, which is an international nonprofit organization with a mission to help the developmentally disabled through research and direct service. Many of our developmentally disabled clients benefit from this organization through their operations by being invited to participate in its activities and volunteerism. In addition, the Civitan Club donates funds to the Association for Retarded Citizens, the Work organization, the Halifax Urban Ministry, the Child's Academy in their operations. In addition, the Civitan Club, through Karen, supports funding for the Civitan Research Center in Birmingham, Alabama. In order to carry out its mission, fundraising and membership efforts are an ongoing responsibility. She organized 2 main fundraisers for the Civitan Club called Compassion Bash and Chili Cook-Off. Karen's always busy at work, drumming up business. To this effort, she participates in fundraisers for the Special Olympics and the Salvation Army, working under the auspices of the Civitan Club. Through her effort, she has introduced volunteerism to the youngsters at Mainland High School, who through their Junior Civitan Club help the special needs students at the high school. She has developed a project called Make 'em Smile, whereby she donates flowers from her own flower shop to shut-ins in their homes and area nursing homes. She participates in the Guardian Ad Litem program, an important part of the court system, which entails extensive training and carrying a large caseload of children who have no one else to advocate for them. Although Karen has recently sold her flower shop, she continues to be involved in her community. She has become an ambassador of the Sunset Civitan Club, which calls her to attend statewide and national meetings. However, she is always present at the local meetings and remains deeply involved in the needs of our community. Finally, it's important to note that Karen has a lovely and loving family, a wonderful husband, Neil, who are working, celebrating their 45th anniversary. They have 2 adult daughters, 3 grandchildren, and a wonderful brother, all who hover around in love and support. Just to know her is to love her. Let me introduce Karen.
Thank you, Barbara. And thank you to the association for this honor. I truly am grateful. There's several things that I'd like to tell you about, but I'm so happy that Barbara hit on a lot of it, which is the Guardian Ad Litem program, which is very dear to my heart. And as a lot of you might realize that every time they get another volunteer, they also get that many more children that are in the court system and need to be helped. So I urge any of you who are interested in that type of thing, please let me know. We'll sign you up. Also, Sunset Civitan, as Barbara mentioned, is an international organization. We try to work with those who are mentally and physically challenged. It's very important to us. The research center that we support is doing absolutely marvelous research that will benefit all of us, because everyone in this room will be affected or is affected by some type of mental or physical problem as life goes on, whether it's autism or whether it's Alzheimer's. So this is a very important mission, and I'm very happy to be a part of it, trying to do the best I can. I want to Barbara mentioned my family. They are here with me, and I appreciate their support. As so many times, you know, when we are involved in things, we wrestle our families into it too. They have to help us. I wanted to just say this. Doing public service for people and trying to help others is really a blessing. It's a blessing. For so many years when I had my business, it was very difficult for me to do all that I wanted to do because I felt like I worked 24/7. But I'm trying now to give back, and I'm trying to do as much as I can for these organizations. Special Olympics, ARC, all of these need our help. So I thank you so much for allowing me to share that with you. I want to tell you that for many, many years, I have felt that social workers were overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated. And do I hear an amen? But I want to tell you that I, for one, admire what you do so much. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. I think it's so important that we have people who have such a caring and who work so diligently to be supportive of others. So I salute you and I thank you and I appreciate this so much.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you, Dr. Silver. Karen actually wrapped these baskets back here for us, so that's just awesome. I just want to draw your attention to that. And here to present the award for the elected official of the year, our own unit Conley Chair, Phyllis Lavinia.
The National Association of Social Workers Florida has established an annual award to recognize the outstanding service and contributions of an elected official and others, as we have just heard from our two public citizens of the year. Wonderful. As the Conley Chair, Conley stands for the Committee on Nominations and Leadership Identification. I am here today to tell you about our Elected Official of the Year award winner, Representative Dave Hood, who has made significant contributions to public service at the local, state, and national level. Representative David Hood was elected in November 2012 to serve a 2-year term in the Florida House of Representatives. District 25. This includes parts of Daytona Beach Shores, Edgewater, New Smyrna Beach, Ormond Beach, Ormond by the Sea, Ponce Inlet, and Port Orange. Representative Hood received a law degree in 1970 and then moved to Daytona Beach to begin his career in law. In 1988, Judge David Monaco and several attorneys formed a general litigation practice. David Hood is happily married to Lorraine and has 3 children and 2 stepchildren. In searching for the elected official to be honored tonight, I learned a great deal about Representative Hood. I began to notice his picture on the front page of the Daytona Beach News Journal. The first article introduced a 2014 legislature bill that would ban bias against gays in the workplace. Our representative was quoted as saying in that news release that although he has never seen discrimination against gay people in the workplace, he is sure it is out there. The outcome of the bill is due this month with a 50-50 chance of passing, according to our NASW elected official of the year. He vowed to help bring the bill back if it fails. This promise indicates a person with true social work values and opposing discrimination against any person or group based upon their sexual orientation. There have been numerous bills Representative Hood has initiated. Also he served on many nonprofit community boards and the mayor of Ormond Beach. However, the impetus that led to the merger of ACT Corporation and the Stuart Marchman Center stands out in our decision to choose Representative Hood as our elected official of the year. And now I would ask you to please congratulate Representative Hood on his service to our community, his public service, and the criminal justice service.
Well, I'm every mother's greatest nightmare. I'm a politician and a lawyer. So no way I'm going to let you guys slip by a microphone without me saying a couple of things. First, I'm very humbled, very appreciative of you taking the time to give me this award. But the way I look at this, I'm the least important person in this room. It's all of y'all that are on the day-to-day, feet on the ground, that do the work that you do that really matters. I appreciate this award, but it's what you do that matters. And I've always had something on my desk which I think really says what y'all all believe. It was something said by Winston Churchill, which is you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. You make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. And that, if I ask every one of you to really think about what you're doing, that's really what you're doing. And it's an honor. I appreciate the opportunity. The award is, I'm humbled by it, but it really belongs to each of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Representative Hood, and thank you very much, Phyllis. Now to present the award for Student Social Worker of the Year, a woman without whom I wouldn't have a social work career and most certainly wouldn't be an LCSW, Miss Mary Flynn Bonner. No pressure, right?
I've been trying to breathe for about 10 minutes. Slow. Oh, hold on, let me move this. The many faces of Eddie Turner. Air Force serviceman, businessman, funeral home family counselor, race car driver, hospice volunteer, teacher's pet, crisis specialist, student, colleague, mentee, social worker, and Super Eddie.
Banquet photographer.
Banquet photographer. Super Eddie got his name from a Stuart Marchman Act client who I met in the streets. I have this thing on my forehead that says, "Talk to me, I'll listen." And I think I was in Publix parking lot or some parking lot, and a woman came up to me and said, "Can you help me? I need some food." And I said, "Sure, go to the Jewish Federation. Call first." I don't have minutes on my phone. I said, "Okay, I'll call first." Anyway, we started talking, and I said, "Hey, have you ever asked for help? Like at Stuart Marchman Act, or I kind of fish." And she said, "You know, they have a man there. He must be 6'2". He's got to be 180 pounds. And I was like trying to picture, because I knew everybody there, and I was like, maybe she's talking about Rob, I don't know. His name is Eddie. And she and I talked about Eddie. And I did not tell her his real height and that he had no hair or his age. I let her keep that delusion. And I said, "I just want you to know he is Super Eddie. He's calm, cool, collected, balanced, yet he's fierce and unrelenting. in a yoga master sort of way. Eddie is loved by his classmates, workmates, the dying, the living, children and teens in trauma, family and friends. As Rob Newberry put it, his supervisor at Stuart Marchman Act, he tackles difficult cases head on and has the confidence to counsel the suicidal caller as well as families who are at wit's end because of a family member in crisis. He de-escalates those who cannot normally be soothed. And it's done all over the phone. That takes skill, my friends. As Karen Grant said it, and she's at the Grief Center, Begin Again Grief Center, he is a pleasure to work with and always goes above and beyond. His presence is uplifting and calming, even during intense emotional moments. He brings balance and upholds NASW values. He is non-judgmental, honest, and has integrity. The participants and clients of the Children's Grief Center, Camp Begin Again, No One Dies Alone, the Stuart Marchman Act Access Crisis Line, and Restorative Retelling, a traumatic loss program for children, have all benefited from your time and talents. When I had only known Eddie a little while, I thought to myself, because I profile everyone, as my husband says, I thought to myself, I wonder if this guy ever blows his top. He reminds me of a postal worker. And I sat there and we did supervision. I had the honor of supervising several Stuart Marchman Act UCF interns and MSWs going for licensure. So for a while I thought that to myself and wondered how I'd figure it out without actually making him angry on purpose. And we were in supervision one day and another student said, "Do you ever blow your top, Eddie?" So all of us are wondering this question. Alas, his answer did not satisfy my curiosity. He has trained and practiced breathing techniques to the point where his natural state is calm. He's an exemplary student who is applauded by his peers. They admire, and I also think they envy him. In closing, Eddie's innate ability to assist those who are dying and or the families of those experiencing grief and traumatic grief deserves some recognition. He is a teacher's pet, mine especially, but unlike those who work with the living, Eddie does not get a normal thank you from those who have died. The deceased he sits with for hours on end to help them go to the other side. And the families experiencing grief, they don't offer jovial, outward, high-five recognition for his help. Normally, their thanks are often subliminal, maybe a head nod or a look. The cool thing is, Eddie's okay with that. Unlike some of us who like to be center stage and get a pat on the back for a job well done, Eddie just keeps on doing it, motivated by something I believe is truly internal, that it never needs stroking. Eddie, you've only just begun, and I believe we will see great things from you in the future. With that said, please, let's give Eddie a cheer and a round of applause for those of us who support him. I also want Eddie to know he has won a car.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. That's hard to live up to. When you give a non-traditional student an award, you get notes. Okay. I can't remember all this. I just want to say this is the first meal that I've shared with Matt, Pierce, and Karen that we didn't sing the camp song after it.
were just saying that. You can lead us after.
We'll do it later. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Professor Bonner. Thank you, NESW, my peers. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to all my cohort friends, to everyone at UCF. My favorite professors, Professor Bonner, Dr. Bucky, who we honored last year, and Dr. Walsh, who's not here. I'm grateful to them for instruction and for inspiration. I'm also grateful to my employer, the Stewart Marchman Act, who taught me how some people do live in crisis every day. Their crisis may seem big or small, but if you're in crisis, it's a crisis to you. And through Stewart Marchman, I've learned that there are people like that, and hopefully ways that they can find assistance and comfort. I'm also grateful for my life example, the example set to me by my role model, who some of you know as Fred Rogers. Yes, Mr. Rogers. Every day I hope to emulate his kind compassion. As Professor Bonner said, I came to social work from the funeral business. And 7 years ago, I decided to become a social worker and work in hospice. So I walked out of the cemetery, went back to school, and eventually got to be a volunteer at Halifax Hospice during undergrad. Speaking of, I'm especially grateful to hospice of Alicia Flagler, the people there, Kathy Saxon, Dr. Kim, and others. They have given many students, including myself, real-world experience. Also, it was at Halifax Hospice that I got to know my mentor and my hero, Karen Grant. Did you ever know you're my hero? This is a great honor for me. Thank you.
He couldn't have segued that more perfectly. Here to present the award for our last award of the evening for Social Worker of the Year, Mr. Matt Pierce.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Eddie. Karen's my hero, too. She, wow. You choked me up, and now she's choking me up, and this is going to be really hard. So, I'm actually going to probably call somebody else up here, too, who wants to say a few words about Karen as well. But I'll start off with the numbers. So, I believe that Karen has been with Halifax Hospital for 28 years. Yeah, is that right? Yeah. What's amazing about that is she started when she was 8. So that was something I was surprised to find out tonight. She saw a need in the community here for supporting grieving children, and in 1993, she began Camp Begin Again. So that's 21 years Camp Begin Again is going on. And through Camp Begin Again, we were talking about it actually, trying to figure out how many children had been served by Camp Begin Again since 1993. And it's got to be in the thousands. We know it's got to be over 600 a year who benefit from Camp Begin Again and the Begin Again Children's Grief Centers that now are open in DeLand, in Daytona Beach, in Flagler, and in Ormond, right? New Smyrna Beach. And none of that would have happened without Karen Grant. So Karen's amazing. That doesn't even count her equine assisted private practice that she has in the family she serves through that. And the Hearts and Hooves program that she started, 8 years ago? I think that's been, Yeah. That also serves children who've experienced the death of a loved one. And again, not just with Halifax Health Hospice of Volusia Flower, but any child who's experienced the loss of a loved one in our community. So that's the amazing things about Karen. On a more personal level, so I started at hospice in 2005. It was actually my first position as an official social work graduate of an MSW program. It's also where I got licensed. Thank you, Kathy Saxon, who was my clinical supervisor there as well. So the first faculty meeting that we had, right? Sitting there, up gets Karen. Starts talking about Can't Begin Again, the Children's Grief Center, all of that. I really didn't even know, quite honestly, that there was one. I was just so excited to have a job with hospice and have my license job, like, whoa, this is great. So I'm sitting there and I just could not believe it. I was like, this is awesome. So it was actually, so it was May, so that November, I got to help direct Can't Begin Again just as a volunteer, and it was awesome. And so then it was kind of my mission to end up at the Children's Grief Center and to land, because I knew Karen wasn't going to leave Daytona Beach anytime soon. So I started as a hospice social worker, moved over to adult bereavement because that was one step closer, and then finally my third year there, I got to be the DeLeon Children's Grief Center. And it completely changed my life. Completely changed my life. Karen showed me that you can not just do what you love, but you can follow your passion. You can see a need, you can meet a need, and then you can continue doing that for decades. A few years back, had made the decision to go into private practice, and that's where I'm at now. And it was the hardest decision I ever made because it's the only time I went from something that was so amazing to something else that was just a new challenge. And Halifax has been kind enough to kind of let me hang on and come out and do camp with Karen and Eddie and the other 40, 45 volunteers that we have and the 40 campers that we have twice a year. It's amazing. And Karen's really the one that showed me that was really what a social worker could do, that you could have a passion and follow that passion and continue with that passion for the rest of your life. And for that, I am forever grateful, because you were the first person to show me that. So thank you. And I didn't cry yet. Okay, Kim, Dr. Beck-Freight, would you like to come up and say a few things?
I was going to go cry. It's a room full of social workers, so I'm going to find somebody to...
I'd just like to say, Karen, you're my inspiration. You're the reason I came to hospice, and the lives that you touch. Over 20-some years that I've been there, it's amazing. And you really are, and well deserving of this award.
Oh, well, how do you follow up that? As those of you that know me, I'm not good at this. I'm a behind-the-scenes person. I'm not an out-front person. So, but social work has always been my heart. I've always believed in the work that we do. I've always believed that we make a difference in so many lives. And it's so wonderful to see everyone here tonight and being supportive of one another. Because we do make a difference. We can make a difference. We always have made a difference. I grew up in rural Mississippi. As a kid, I remember going on my bicycle from door to door delivering meals to people that worked for my dad. And looking back on that, I thought, wow, I was like bike on wheels back then. You know, maybe that was the beginning of it all. I don't know. But I always knew I wanted to be a social worker. I remember in a home ec class, a lady coming to talk about her career as a social worker. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to make a difference in lives, and I want to be a part of this elite group. You know, our title, social worker, has been through a lot. I asked my kids at group, what does a social worker do? Because I kind of wanted to see what this new generation thought we did. And it was interesting what they said. The coolest one was that we were secret agents. And then we had, of course, the traditional, well, you know, you take foster kids and put them in homes. And then I had one little boy say, social worker, you must work part-time, right? Social worker. And then we had the more informed one saying, you know, that we do psychotherapy and counseling. So it was just interesting to me to hear what they thought that we did. We do a lot of different things. What I know for sure is that we change lives. I'm going to try to get this quote right because it means a lot to me. And Margaret Mead said, never doubt what a small group of committed, passionate people can do. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. I want to thank my husband, Greg Grant, who's always been the wind beneath my wings. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Karen, thank you to our presenters and winners, and thank you all for coming. Stick around. Like I said, we're going to start drawing the names now, I believe, and just in... Oh, anybody? Last going one? What?
3 to 5 minutes.
Okay, 3 to 5 minutes. Mingle, enjoy yourselves, and like I said, hope you stick around.
All right, we're going to start out with the big kahuna. This is basket number 1. Okay, it's 2 rounds of golf at Pelican Bay Golf Country Club, Daytona Beach. It includes the cart, the green fees, and the taxes. Also, in that basket, the rosé wine, Pete's, of course you know it's Easter time, Triscuits, a beautiful cheese knife, a $10 Staples gift card, and a Staples Easy button. All right, Matt, have someone draw. All right, drum roll. All right, winning ticket is 682-097. Yay! Here we go. Didn't you say you didn't win anything? Or are you the one that said I never win anything?
Oh, no.
Okay, you win everything. Okay.
I don't.
Okay, so it looks like I said I never. All right. Okay, we got basket 2. This is a nice basket also. It's a $50 necklace and earrings from the Masterpiece Jewelers. It's some white wine, some chocolates, some truffles, a notepad, and some peeps. All right. Drum roll. All right. Whoa. Yeah. Are you ready? 6, 8, 2, 1, 4, 1. Paul! All right. Well, you know, earrings. That's right, you have to share, and the wine too. All right, basket 3. We have a $25 gift certificate to Bahama Breeze, a candle from Applegate's Emporium of Wonderful Things, Wondrous Things, and red wine. All right. All right, you ready? 6, 8, 2, 1, 6, 9.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Double check.
You got it.
Hey!
That's it.
Thank you.
All right. We have. do, okay, this is, actually, we're going to say this for. Okay, next one is a $30 Great Expressions haircut. This is in DeLand. They do fantastic work. Okay, drum roll. All right.
Sorry, we're slacking.
All right, the number is 682-122. Okay, 682-122. All right. And you have beautiful hair too. All right. That's it. Congratulations. All right. All right, this next one is the Lighthouse Children's Museum. It's a family of 4-day pass. Okay, this is in DeLand. And the number is, oh, drum roll. 682-142. 682-142. Redraw? Paul, you...
He won again.
Okay.
Redraw.
Redraw, okay. This may be you too, Paul. 682-138. Betty! All right, but we have another one. We have another Lighthouse Children's Museum Family of 4-Day Pass certificate award. Goes to 682-002. 682-002. All right. All right. We have one more. And this is to one Golden Choice buffet. It's actually 2 tickets, so you can take someone, or if you wanted to just go twice yourself. Yeah. Sorry. Golden Corral, and it's also some condiments. It's cute. All right, ready? Yeah. All right. 682-084. Here we go. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Matt will do our closing remarks.
As you all probably could tell from the first speech, I'm not one on speeches, so thank you all again for coming. This was a wonderful evening. I could not have asked for a better one. This is my first time being in charge of it, so again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Keep doing what you're doing. See you back next year. Hope to see you at the meetings, and
Good job.
go Knowles.
Okay, now flip. You go.
Stand up so that they'll do it. Oh.
1, 2, 3, the lighting back there is coming. At least the meeting's all right. I think I did it. Let me double check. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, the lighting behind it. When they show you pictures with her and stuff like that, she might want shots with people.